I want to better understand how you weigh an illegal alien's immigration status. Okay, this is a Guatemalan illegal alien who was arrested in March of 2024. He was initially charged with, quote, carnal knowledge of a 13 to 14-year-old. Your office reduced those charges to a misdemeanor charge of consensual sex with a child. How did you weigh the defendant's immigration status? Did your office reduce charges against this illegal alien from a felony rape charge to a misdemeanor charge with a 90-day suspended jail sentence? Did it have anything to do with the defendant's immigration status? It's just yes or no.
I don't believe so.
Yes or no. You don't believe so. I just want to know yes or just give me a yes or no answer.
Most people think justice is supposed to be blind. Same crime. Same law. Same consequences. But what happens when prosecutors start considering immigration status before deciding charges? This hearing exposed the growing battle over whether America still has one justice system, or two. And the answers raised questions that go far beyond immigration. Watch closely. This debate is bigger than it looks. Like and subscribe, let's dive in.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this hearing on a really important issue that I think a lot of Americans care very deeply about. Mr. Descano, I want to start with you. I've got a couple questions for you. I've got a document titled Guidelines for Plea Bargaining, Charging Decisions, and Sentencing. And it states that prosecutors shall consider the collateral immigration consequences of the specific crimes that the defendant is charged with and the detrimental impact the deportation removal has on the families and communities who those removed will leave behind. This is a document, this is your official policy. This is not from your campaign website. This is the official policy document as well. Is that correct? Do you recognize this?
Yes, you read a portion of the policy, sir.
That's right. I'm not going to read the full thing.
I don't expect you, sir.
It's about 11 pages, so I'm not going to read the full thing. I want to better understand how you weigh an illegal alien's immigration status whenever you're making charging decisions. Do you know who Ander Jose Cortez Mendez is? Are you familiar with that case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is a Guatemalan illegal alien who was arrested in March of 2024. He was initially charged with, quote, carnal knowledge of a 13 to 14-year-old. Just for those of us who aren't lawyers, can you describe just very briefly what does carnal knowledge of a 13 to 14-year-old mean in this context?
Well, sir, generally a charge like that would typically refer to underage sex.
Okay, so he raped an underage person, an illegal alien who raped an underage American. Your office reduced those charges to a misdemeanor charge of consensual sex with a child 15 years and older. You offered him a 90-day suspended jail sentence. Is that correct?
Sir, based on the evidence that we had in the case?
So it is correct.
But it's not related to the policy, sir.
So that is correct. I just want to ask you, whenever you were making that charging decision to reduce the charge, how did you weigh the defendant's immigration status?
Well, sir, to be clear, I was not the lead prosecutor in that case.
It was your office.
Oh, absolutely, sir. I, of course, rely on my team of 50-some attorneys to do cases. But I think what is important is that oftentimes, as you know, sir, as a prosecutor, you know, we're constrained by the evidence. We're constrained.
I just need to know how did you take into account the defendant's immigration status?
Well, sir, again, I'm saying
making that decision. How did your office make that determination?
Well, what I would say is that, and thank you for clarifying. If you take a look at the immigration consequences policy, or
let me ask it a different way. Did your office reduce charges against this illegal alien from a felony rape charge to a misdemeanor charge with a 90-day suspended jail sentence, in part because this was an illegal alien in question?
No, this was evidentiary based.
It was evident. It had nothing to do with the defendant's immigration status.
So when
your testimony?
If you read the policy, you'll see that.
Did it have anything to do with the defendant's immigration status? It's just yes or no.
Well, sir, it was based on the evidence.
I'm asking you, was their immigration status part of the evidence?
I don't believe so.
Yes or no? You don't believe so. Your policy says that you shall consider their immigration
Actually,
status.
sir, if you actually read the whole policy, it explicitly carves out
Prosecutors
cases.
shall consider the collateral immigration consequences of the specific crimes the defendant is charged with and the detrimental impact that deportation removal has on the families.
It also mentions that
line for line.
it's not outcome determinative. It also
I understand, and
states,
I'm asking you if you weighed, your office weighed the defendant's immigration status in making your charging decisions here.
Oh, again, sir, I was not the lead prosecutor in this
I'm
case,
asking
but
for your office. I understand you're not the lead prosecutor.
Exactly. I just want to be clear. But the way that the policy is written, that case should not have fallen under the rubric of this policy. This is a narrow policy and is meant to be a narrow policy.
An illegal alien, I think that would qualify, would it not?
Well, no, sir, because again, the way that the policy is being presented as it is outcome determinative.
There would
case.
be immigration consequences based on what charge you bring. That would clearly apply to this case.
No, sir. Again, that's the reason why I mentioned earlier. You read a portion, but not the entire 2 paragraphs of this subheading.
Prosecutors shall consider. I just want to know, just give me a yes or no answer. Did you take into account the defendant's immigration status?
Sir, again, I was not, but the way the policy,
did your office
the
take
way
it?
the
It's a yes
policy
or no
is written,
question.
no, they should not have taken.
They should not have.
That is not outcome determinative in a case like this, sir.
Great. Thank you. My time's up.
What you just watched was not simply a debate between Brandon Gill and Steve Descano about one criminal case. It was a clash between 2 very different definitions of justice. Descano's office argues that prosecutors should consider the real-world consequences of a conviction, including whether a defendant could be deported. In practice, that can mean plea deals designed to avoid immigration consequences, such as reducing charges or structuring sentences below key federal deportation thresholds. Gill challenged that philosophy directly. His question was simple. Should 2 people who commit the same crime be treated differently because one is here illegally and one is not? That's where the hearing became uncomfortable. Because for many Americans, justice is supposed to focus on the crime, not the immigration status of the defendant. Think about it this way. If 2 people commit the same offense, but one receives a plea deal partly to avoid deportation, while the other faces the full consequences of a conviction, many people see 2 different systems operating side by side. Whether that's the reality or merely the perception, it creates a serious trust problem. And trust is everything in the justice system. The most revealing moment wasn't the policy discussion. It was the repeated inability of Descano to clearly answer Gill's central question. Did immigration status play a role? The answer never seemed to come. That matters because when public officials cannot clearly explain how decisions are made, people begin to question whether politics or policy is driving outcomes. The hearing also exposed a broader divide between local and federal priorities. One system prioritizes criminal accountability. Another weighs immigration consequences and community trust. And when those priorities collide, Americans are left wondering which one takes precedence. That's why hearings like this resonate so strongly. Most people don't expect justice to be political. They expect it to be consistent. And once citizens start believing outcomes depend on who you are rather than what you did, confidence in the system begins to erode. The real debate isn't immigration. The real debate is whether equal justice under the law still means the same thing for everyone. Let us know what you think. Should immigration status ever influence charging decisions? Or should the crime, and only the crime, determine the outcome? Like, share, and subscribe for deeper political and geopolitical breakdowns. No spin. No fluff. Just the agenda.